And I would have, yeah.
Good evening, sirs. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well-
Space Jam 2.
What?
Space Jam 2.
You say these things, but they don't mean things unless you add more
Space Jam
words. And
2.
plus more words.
Space Jam
Are they making
2.
Space Jam 2?
Right?
They're making
Like,
Space Jam 2.
No
no,
fucking
they're
way.
not. That's
Yes, they are.
just dumb.
And my wife came into the room because I'm being loud.
You want to know why?
Is it LeBron James going to be in it?
Are you being Shannon loud or just like regular loud?
I'm just being regular loud.
Tell her she's a noob at this. It's fine. No, don't tell her that.
Space Jam 2.
Really, that's
Is
a
it
thing.
LeBron James or something weird?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep. IGN's little thing says, this weekend is the date of the Viking apocalypse Ragnarok. I only mention that as an aside as we discuss the fact that Space Jam 2 is happening. Deadline reported the news, revealing that Warner Brothers is partnering with brother duo Charlie and Welly Ebersol on Space Jam 2 as a starring vehicle for the Miami Heat's LeBron James and Bugs Bunny, of course.
I was going to say, it's got Looney Tunes in it, right?
Yeah, Charlie will produce Space Jam 2 with Willie writing. The movie's in the early stages, so James will have plenty of time to heal from that broken nose he just received. Yup.
All right.
Yup. I tweeted though that I'll be fine with it as long as they use the Barkley Shut Up and Jam video game intro music, the remix of the Space Jam song, because that was amazing.
Yeah.
Come on and slam.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Let's start the podcast.
Is Bill Murray going to be in it?
My God, he better be.
That was the first movie I took my nephew to see it, and it was his very first movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have that memory of it.
And he never forgave you.
No, he loved it at the time.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
movie was a
geez.
massive success.
Oh, yeah.
when it came
Oh,
out.
yeah. I think they even noted. Yeah, Space Jam was a hit in 1996, earning $230 million worldwide. Still,
It's a lot of money to them.
yeah, back now. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I was in college, so I didn't go see Space Jam.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
So,
Well, no Bill Murray and no Bill Cosby tonight on the
All right.
podcast.
does anyone have any pudding pop answers? I think they're avoiding this very controversial pudding pop issue.
I know he couldn't make it tonight.
well-
can I say the intro? Is that?
It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Should I say that? Okay. No.
No, I don't think you should say that.
Okay. I probably shouldn't. It's fine.
Well,
Okay.
now everyone wants
This
to know.
episode is brought to you. We shouldn't say it.
It is episode 101.
Yeah.
So we're going to school on you
101.
bitches.
Teaching you some stuff about
101.
being stupid as shit. Here we go.
Your professors this evening are Jason
Howdy,
Shannon.
students.
Hi.
and me, Steve. No guests, but I messaged Shannon today. We should start having guests.
You know what? Next week, what if I get Joe in here? We'll talk about some Hearthstone.
That'd be cool.
Right? I
He
think that'd
knows
be kind of
way more about it than we do.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice. Well, that's what we were really good at. If you're a longtime listener, you remember we used to have like actual like people from the industry interview occasionally and bloggers and stuff, people who knew what they were talking about, and
Totally like balanced this whole thing out.
yeah.
Right now we have a lot of yang, but not any yin.
We're no yin. We're so out of yin.
A lot of ding, but not enough dong.
And I think it would be nice to have a few guests occasionally. So yeah, I'll ask Joe for next week maybe, and we'll line up some. We've got a lot of friends that know what they're talking about. We should try to.
And we have a lot of friends that don't.
Well, yeah, and they're fun.
You know who you are.
We could mix it. We'll mix it up, and you'll have to figure out which is which, I guess.
Yes.
Ah.
So let's talk about some shit.
I love talking about shit.
We already got through the Space Jam talk.
Okay, good. Thank
We
God.
can keep talking about Space Jam.
No.
The Space Jam.
I don't know anything. I can't contribute. I'll just
Come on
sit
and
here
slam.
and drink my martini. What do
Oh,
you
wouldn't it be
guys have?
great
Oh,
if
okay.
the sequel to Space Jam was literally the Charles Barkley video game thing
Yeah.
with Michael Jordan being the evil?
And the Ghost Dad
Yeah.
cameo appearance.
Oh God.
Speaking of Bill Cosby. Yeah, first foremost thing that I put at the very top of our doc here for the show is that I shaved my face.
I have a confession
I
to
could
make.
tell.
I have a
Okay.
confession to make.
Yes,
I like you better without a mustache.
that's okay.
I love the mustache as an independent.
It's a funny thing.
No, I love
do
it
it-
as an independent thing of you, but I like you better without a mustache.
Am I less of an asshole with a mustache?
No, actually, I just think you're more, attractive wise, you're just more attractive without a mustache.
Oh, okay.
I love the mustache for its own value. Not.
It was funny because there was a lady at work that came up to me yesterday, 2 days ago, and was like, "You look different. Like, what did you do?" I'm like,
You think? And thump her in the head?
I did. That's the funny part. I sat there and I was talking. I was
You
like,
thumped her in the head?
I thought she was like being just sarcastic, but she just like, "What? No, seriously, what did you do?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, I said something about I don't remember what I said. Something very sarcastic and rude."
And then you realize not everyone thinks about you all the time.
Exactly. Well, today she came up to me again. She was like, "Seriously, what did you do? You look totally different. You look thinner." I'm like, "I shaved." I go, "I shaved my beard." She goes, "You had a beard?" I go, "Yes, I had like a very bushy beard."
Doesn't that
going
kind of weird you out that she had never looked at you enough to
I know.
notice that?
And she's like, "That's probably it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably it."
That's a really weird conversation.
Yeah, this is the same place that I work with. Yeah. You love them, right? Anyways, inside joke. Sorry for people that don't know. But on to actual things that matter. Irrational Games is going away. So the studio that made BioShock, one of my favorite games.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because it's going away, but it's not going away, and I don't understand like why 100+ people lost their jobs, but then it's still going. Like, okay,
Yeah,
we should clarify.
I didn't even see the actual number. Is it like over 100 people losing
No,
jobs?
I did not see an actual
Yeah,
anything worth referencing. I saw people saying that, but I don't know if it's true or not. So
The only number that I saw is that like what they say, a dozen or 15 people would retain jobs with this new team that are going to be
Right.
behind Ken Levine, but the extras besides them that were there are all going bye-bye.
So, and it's because the Levine wants to focus on he wants to have a different focus, right?
Yeah, and which like I Jason's more of a Giant Bomb follower than I am, but there was the one before
Oh my
BioShock.
God! If you like video games, you should be listening to Giant Bomb's podcast. They're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Not us. Like they're really good.
Turn this off and go.
And then listen to us later after that, of course. But
Sure. And they even hit on the same thing. They even hit on the same thing on their podcast this week, that he did an interview with them right around the release time of BioShock Infinite. And I actually watched that interview because I'm a big fan of his and of BioShock, so I was interested to see what his thoughts were. And he kind of stated at the time that he wasn't sure what direction he was going to, what he was going to do after Infinite.
Right, after they kind of grilled him, do you want to go right into another big property,
Yeah,
like
and
long, project plan type of
yeah,
thing?
and he was talking about how much of his life it ate up by doing those big projects, and it didn't seem like he wanted to. So it's not a huge surprise that this is what happened. And I mean, it's kind of cool how much support they're giving the people that are there to try to get them into other jobs. And a lot of other teams, development teams have spoken up and tried to get people jobs. There was one of the studios, another studio based in Boston, like had extra office space and said that, hey, we'll give you office space free if you want to form a small team here.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people.
It's been an amazing show of support. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
Sounds like they're giving the remaining people who weren't being picked up as part of that 15-person group a lot of support, including he said in his letter, financial support. So,
but I mean, also think about this team. It's an amazing team to develop the
Right.
BioShock games. I mean, this is talented people in the industry. It's. I can't imagine like people wouldn't want to be picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people will. And then the more I thought about it, at first I was kind of like, okay, well, why didn't he just leave and someone could bubble up and take his spot or whatever?
That's kind of where I'm at. Is there a but here that I'm missing?
Well, yeah, but he's taking 15 people with him, which you could say were the core of maybe the creative leadership there. And I want to give 2K a little bit of credit here. They didn't just throw someone in there just to keep the name Irrational Games, which still is like an old school type of name that has some merit to it, and that they're not trying to go that route. I guess you could go either way in how you want to look at it, but you could also say, they're taking the high route by not trying to exploit the name of Irrational Games.
Yeah, but I do worry what they're going to do as far as exploitation of the BioShock name.
Well, that's completely different. Yeah,
because they did say that, it's still a valuable IP to us, et cetera, et cetera.
But then a lot of people still lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
But also 2K isn't the type of, they're not an Activision. They don't annualize the franchise. And there are a lot of people who say their favorite BioShock game was 2, and especially Minerva's Den.
Mm-hmm.
They could still do a lot of cool things with that property.
They could, yeah. And I can see it being handed off to which 2K studio was it that did 2?
I don't remember who did 2, but it wasn't Irrational, but it was the DLC specifically wasn't it the team who, it was a side project and they went on to do Gone Home?
Yeah, it was like 2K Marin or something like that.
Yeah, they might not do Gone Home, but they did another, like a recent indie story-driven game. So, I don't know. I played BioShock 1. I played part of BioShock 2. I played Infinite all the way through. I liked all of what I played, but, I would have liked to see where Irrational Games, that part would have gone with Infinite property. But I trust 2K with that property more than I would a company like EA or Activision.
Exactly. So I mean, there's still some hope there for us that do love the IP. So it sounds like a good thing all around, except for you're not going to see a Ken Levine big AAA game again, most likely ever. Which sucks because his ideas in those games were pretty great.
You never know. I mean, the indie part of him may come up with something, and
you
smaller really don't
games,
know. Yeah, you have
the
no idea.
smaller
what's
thing that he
gonna
makes
happen.
could be amazing.
Yeah. So
time will tell.
Message for you, son.
Okay, I want to slap you a little bit because your obsession with Arrow has taken. I mean, I've encouraged this, and now it's like impeding upon your video gaming. So we need to talk because you missed a couple of video gaming sessions this week, and it's all about Arrow.
Hey, but no worries.
Because you hit second season, right?
No worries.
Yeah.
Because as of this afternoon, I've caught up.
Oh my god!
Really?
Yeah. Well, I should say I've caught up except for the last 2 episodes. I can't get them online.
Right. Okay, then I am very interested because I kept touting get to the end of season 1 and get into season 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
for any listeners who don't want Arrow, if you're not caught up to Arrow, you're bad. Fast forward X amount of seconds because I have no idea how long this is going to take.
Yeah. Well, yeah, whatever. But so the bad acting, the Thea and Laurel and all that.
But for whatever reason, like you love watching it, right?
There is, and I keep thinking about it almost every day, that there is something about the episodic nature of it. I stated this last podcast too, that totally works for this show and totally works as far as a comic book setting. Like, I mean, it's the big Marvel movies are great and all, but having that episodic feel,
Right.
it just feels like you're reading a damn comic book every week.
You're going from one issue to the next.
Exactly. There's enough tension, and I mean, I kind of stated it on Twitter. At the end of every episode in season 2, I literally said, "Holy shit!" There was something that happened in the episode, and then at the very end, that was like, "Fuck! I got to see the next one now." The suspense and the intrigue in every episode is amazing.
You spoiled brat where you are. You can just start the next one. We've had to wait a week every time, and sometimes a couple because it's not necessarily something that's on every week because certain things would bump it, you know, because it's not the big show or whatever. But
well, now I'm caught up, and I'm in the same spot. Well,
I'm going to ask the girl. I'm going to ask the girl thing because I guess I'm the girl. But are you an Felicity fan?
Am I a what?
An Felicity fan.
Felicity.
Olive and Felicity.
Ollie and Felicity.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
Drama. That's what they're calling it.
Those
they're calling
shippers.
it Felicity. It's
Sure.
the shipper.
He should bang her.
But no, the frustrating part of the whole thing is like that guy bangs every tail that comes along, but not Felicity, and she's so hot.
Because he respects her too much.
Oh,
He does.
Give me some. Okay, then.
That would totally mess up the relationship that they have.
Okay, you didn't see the last 2 episodes.
That's true. Okay.
So actually, something happens in the last 2 episodes that counters that argument. So, and it's still not Felicity.
All right. The question I want to ask, I really, really enjoyed the Barry Allen 3-episode arc that dealt with Cyrus Gold and everything. What did you think of that?
About you're talking the guy from Central City that inevitably becomes Flash.
The Flash.
Yes.
Oh yeah. It was
like
funny.
him?
Huh?
As an act, like as him as the character.
I thought he was good.
I thought he did really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought he did good. What was funny is that because I am at least I don't read as much in DC comics, or I didn't, I should say, as much as I did Marvel. But when I was a kid, but I knew enough that I knew, at least in these story arcs that are the origin stories that I'm aware of for the Flash, I knew how he became the Flash. So I've never wanted someone to get struck by lightning so bad.
Yeah.
So it was when, like, the first time when he was in what was it? It had been raining earlier in the episode, and then he was in that the Queen Consolidated lab facility, and he was like complaining to her about the chemicals being in all the wrong spots or whatever. I'm like, yeah, fucking lightning, come on, fucking strike him down.
But I totally expected, okay, they're not going to actually show this because that's going to wait. And then they fucking showed it.
But they did, but now he's going to be in a coma until his show.
Well, I know that, but I totally didn't even expect to see. I expected you're gonna see Barry Allen and that's it.
Yeah.
But if people don't know, they're going to start a Flash series now too. They're going to start like another whole show for him. So that's actually really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did like how they did that too there at the end of that episode.
That was great.
And I expect some Felicity crossover, probably.
She's pretty hot.
Okay,
she's
so
hot. She's so funny. She's so cute and quirky. I love her so much.
Mm-hmm.
I have two quick questions, and then we can move on or whatever. But so, the actor for Oliver, are you liking him anymore?
Yeah, totally.
He grows, right?
Yes, he does. And you were completely right that in season 2, whenever they do the flashbacks, he does a good job of splitting like his acting still young and stupid half the time during the flashbacks, and then when he's in modern day, he seems very brooding and serious
A
and
little more confident.
way more confident. Yeah.
So my second question: if the way things line up with the movies, would you be okay with him doing the movie version of Green Arrow?
Oh, sure.
I think he could. He actually, I saw him as like a side character in New Girl. He was. Do you watch New Girl?
No.
Oh, well, there's a model. Well, this doesn't mean anything. There's a model character named Cece in New Girl, and I think it's in season 1. And he is a side like boyfriend of hers, and he is like. It was just weird because it was during like the Green Arrow first season for me when I was watching that, and I saw him be like this total playboy in that show, and that's really when it opened it for me. Like, this guy has more to him. Like, he's playing this role on purpose this way,
Yeah.
like, and he totally opened up in season 2, and I'm like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I want to say Laurel still fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
I hate her so much.
I was hoping that she would die
She's
of an
really
OD.
hot. She is really, really
No,
hot.
she's not. Does she
is.
look
Okay.
sick in the second season?
Yes, she does.
Actually,
Because I actually put a note. I put a note in here that she was really good looking. I wrote this at the end of season 1. Season 2, she looks like shit.
Actually,
looks like
she's
she's
actually
lost.
a New Girl as well in an episode.
She
And-
is?
Yes.
You're-
But she's blonde and she has much more natural makeup on, and she is freaking beautiful.
Oh, really?
They make up her like. They just gob the makeup on her so much in this series that she's
Yeah.
not pretty, and it's just too much. She's actually very, very beautiful, but they don't do her justice. But and she's a better actress too in the other series too. But
Really?
anyway, it's like 1 or 2 episodes. But
And also, does Sarah, aka her sister,
I hate her so much too.
does she like something about her mouth bother
purses
you?
She
her lips.
purses her lips like
Yeah.
all the time. Like,
Didn't know if it was just me. Okay.
No.
honey,
No.
not everyone.
What are you
has.
doing with your mouth?
Not everyone has full lips. You don't have full. You're a beautiful woman. You don't need to try and push.
And there's a
this.
couple times, where they show her like in flashback, which it'll
Yes!
be one of the episodes. You may have seen it where she
Yes.
comes home from college.
Yep.
She looks good,
Yes.
and
she
she's not
talks
trying
normally.
to do that.
Yes.
She's not trying. I don't know if it's her trying to act tough.
Be serious or tough. Yeah, like I don't know. But
I'm a badass.
Badass chick.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
But
we have a media heavy itinerary this week. I
We
guess we're
do.
gonna cut that off right now. We're gonna get to some video games, but I heard you saw the Lego movie.
It's not a lot of not a lot of games out anyway.
What'd you think?
Oh,
Okay,
that's
wait.
so-
Can I tell you before you start? Can I tell you my favorite part?
was it spaceship?
Everybody, fast forward like a billion seconds because I don't know how long this is gonna take. But no, my favorite part is whenever they do anything and the noise goes.
Oh, like when they go to the panned out of something.
Or just like the ship goes across the sea.
The
Like,
the
and they-
pirate ship.
Yeah, like
Yes.
that's the kid voice of. Like, it's so cute. That's my favorite thing in the whole movie.
Because
Anyway,
I love that one part because the like doesn't like one of the ships like come back into the screen for a moment and then leave.
all the kid noises. It's so perfect. But
Yeah, the panned out shot of like the cloud in flames sinking was probably one of my most
and I
laugh
think
out
the
loud.
story element of it too, where the dad takes it way too seriously, is something like as video gamers too. We like Matthew, like he wants to play like Minecraft and stuff with us all the time, and it's something like I had to come to grips with. Like I'm taking it too seriously, like, and so that's why we started like having our own little server, and it's like whatever he wants to build, whatever he wants to do, it's fine. Like let it happen. Like you gotta let people have their like areas of expression for this because that's how we started.
Yep.
And your kids are gonna start doing these stupid things, but you know what? The beautiful thing is they love what you love, and they're trying to take part in it. And I love that whole embracing of that geek culture and the generational gap crap. I don't know.
The whole actual real life The
So
whole
good.
real life section of that movie was a complete surprise to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
no idea.
no idea that was going to be in there, but it worked so well.
Yeah, and if somebody would have told me ahead of time, hey,
It would
Will
have taken
Ferrell,
part of it away.
yeah, well, no, not even that. But if somebody would have said ahead of time, "Hey, Will Ferrell is in the movie," and I'm like, "Yeah, he plays the voice of the dude," and then they would have said, "No, he's literally like physically in the movie as a human outside of this world," and I would have taken part of it away, but I would have thought, "Oh, it's probably gonna suck."
Yeah, it seems like
He's going to be Ricky Bobby. Like,
when if you describe
which
the
is
movie,
what my son asked. Is that Ricky Bobby?
he did
Yeah.
actually. 'Cause we're terrible parents and we let our children watch.
And he said, and he also said, "Is that Ricky Bobby and Buddy the Elf?"
Actually, he said Buddy the Elf. Yeah, but
And then your son said, "Is he chewing Big Red? If not, then fuck him."
Fuck you.
but I thought it was blended extremely well. It's almost like it's very Elf-ish if you've seen the movie Elf.
Oh yeah.
The way they blend those two worlds together is it's so well done.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we all need to kind of calm down about the seriousness of video games. Yes, it's something we love and cherish, so it becomes serious to us. But we also need to include it with the people we love and stuff. So I mean, it's all about Legos and toys and video games. You can branch out and kind of make us all realize how we came into this whole thing. I kind of think of it as for an example. We've been Matthew and I. We were my son. He's only 9, so we would try to find like a multiplayer situation for Minecraft for us to play on, but people would be mean. People his age or even older would blow up his house or destroy things, and he's like, and he's the type of person, he's like, as soon as he sees somebody, he's like, "What do you need? Can I help you?" Like, and he's giving them his resources because he wants to be collaborative. And he gives another word, but that's what he's trying to do. And
we keep saying it around him.
But and I want to encourage that type of attitude in him, as a younger generation coming up in games. But it keeps getting squashed because every time he would log in, all of his stuff's blown up and stolen, and and he's getting really bummed. So we started our own little private server, and we kind of do our own thing with multiplaying people we trust, because he doesn't have, he has that more trusted experience, and I really want to let him have that experience where not everyone's crappy,
Exactly.
But that's the same type of thing where like I have to give, like, I have this trusted little server where I can build anything I want, but I have to also give a 9-year-old, and some of our other friends have children that we've let on that server, give them that freedom. Okay, you go build whatever you want. And it's that weirdness of, it's not exactly what we envision at our age, what we want, but it becomes something better because you're including all of these other ideas.
Yeah. I played
Anyway.
with Barbies tonight.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm being stupid, apparently. I'm sorry.
No, you're not being stupid. I'm serious. I played with Barbies tonight.
Well, you should. You're a grown man who has a daughter, so you should play with Barbies once in a while.
Oh, she doesn't play with my Barbies.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Then maybe we should call somebody. Okay, let's move on. We're going to move on to something extremely awesome. We're talking raccoons with shotguns. And take your children.
It's every day in my house.
Well, we live near
Guardians
Detroit,
of
so
the Galaxy trailer. Yeah, actually.
That should be on the sign. Detroit,
Actually,
even our
yeah,
raccoons have shotguns.
Oh my god! The last time I went to eat in Mexican town, a rat ran under my car, and I wouldn't.
Oh,
get in
no
the,
shit.
I wouldn't get in the car. Jason's like, "You got it. It's 2 a.m. We're in Detroit. You have to get in the car." I'm like, "I'm not getting."
This
in
is
the
the
car.
rat's
I
car
am
now.
Not, yeah, I'm not.
no, it's
getting in
his,
the car.
Shannon. He earned it.
No, you wanted me to get in it. I was
I know.
arguing. But it ran away and we got it. But anyway. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, yeah. How many times have you watched the trailer?
I didn't
About
count.
30.
I did not count, but we watched it over and over. It is so good. Can I love him, honey? Can I love him?
Who? Chris Pratt?
Star-Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, that Marvel can cast the shit out of stuff, and it's like, okay, you could argue that Robert Downey Jr. has done better roles than Tony Stark, but that's the role he was probably born to play. And from what I know of Star-Lord in the comics, the amount of what Chris Pratt can do with like innocence and also, being a little bit more serious, like that's the role he might be born to play.
Yeah.
Hello, people. Modern day Han Solo. Bam.
Ooh, yeah. There you go.
There. Well, okay, but that whole trailer, if you haven't seen it yet, if you go to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, it screams Indiana Jones. I mean, but it does it on purpose, you were saying, Jay.
Yeah, James Gunn said that there's that shot in the beginning of the trailer where he's walking in to claim an item and said that the most influential movie on him is Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that was a direct homage to it and part of what they were trying to set for the tone of the movie.
He didn't have a bag of sand, though.
I don't want to brag.
Space sand.
I got caught. I did read the novelization, so.
Of the movie?
Of
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Wow.
And yeah, but anyway, I was that nerd. Yeah.
That looks fucking great, though.
You take a movie that has a freaking raccoon dealing like massive damage with a machine gun on top of a tree man. And
they haven't really shown that yet.
They did. I've seen it.
Just very quick. They didn't really show him doing that.
They do. It's a clip. He has it.
Yeah,
you can tell he's doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so much more. I think that's going to be that.
Yeah. But that's his specialization, right?
Yeah, he's fucking heavy weapon expert.
And it's the voice of Bradley.
Who doesn't like being called cute?
No. But they got the voice of Bradley Cooper. It's Bradley Cooper, who's been in like.
Which haven't people kind of been miffed about that?
People were because in a lot of the video games and cartoon adaptations, it's been a British voice. It's more akin to like Jason Statham, but
it's more the attitude and the heart behind it, isn't it? It's not about the accent. It's about.
Yeah. And I was okay once James Gunn kind of explained the reason they went that route is Rocket Raccoon, he's a killer. He's murderous. I mean, one of his taglines in the comic books is "Blam, I murdered you." But he also has like he can go the other way and have a lot of heart. And James Gunn described, that's the emotional center of the movie, him. And they wanted somebody who could do both. So I could kind of see you're not going to go. Jason Statham is great when he's fighting shit, but he can't really emote. And I wasn't okay with it at first, but I've really grown to understand why they've made that choice.
Yeah, it could still be great. And like you've noted, and I noted on the doc that their fucking casting department, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I one of the things when I was really in, because I've loved the comics for a long time, and once they announced the movie, I read an article with James Gunn where he said he applied to do this. This was one of his favorite comics of all time, and he wrote a script for Marvel and he sent it in. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with James Gunn. Like he did Slither and did Super, and he's done some really weird stuff. And Joss Whedon read the script and turned it back to him and said, "This is really good, but it needs more James Gunn." And because he had purposely kind of scaled it back. Yeah. And then he did a rewrite and turned it in, and he's like, perfect.
I was talking to, I work on a college campus. I was talking to my student assistant the other day, and we were talking a lot about like the new Spider-Man versus, the not really old Spider-Man, but Spider-Man. Yeah. And, and like all of how they're coming up with, he was completely unaware of like all of the contractual agreements as to why these things are happening.
Why different companies, have.
Yeah, why you're pumping Sony out brand new Spider-Mans all the time. And, and he was talking about how, and he actually was talking, there's a whole nother Spider-Man conversation there. But, we were talking about this and how it's so like amazing to be a fan of comic books and like Marvel especially right now, and then DC is like kind of. I saw multiple claims that Wonder Woman is a silly movie for DC, and here you have Marvel doing a video, or I'm sorry, a movie about like with a raccoon with machine guns and stuff. Like
What's something that's arguably one of their like
cheesier franchise.
cheesier and lesser
you know
franchise.
what? If you would have told me they could pull off a Thor movie, I would have said you're crazy. That's not going to get pulled off. And you're definitely not going to get 2 movies out of it. And the second one was better than the first one. And then, I mean, they're doing stuff that's really within the realm of the fan base of those genres, and holding true to the content and doing really good movies, and it's selling. It's doing well because of that. Because there is a fan base there. And I think Wonder Woman would do I think it would do really well, because I'm a child who loved I mean, I can't imagine there's not there's a lot of little girls who grew up loving Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I mean, if there was I don't know, part of me says if it was PG, but I almost wouldn't want it to be PG, but if there was a PG Wonder Woman movie that was good, my daughter would fucking beg to go see it.
Yeah. The big thing is Marvel's taking properties seriously and trying to capture the spirit of what makes it.
But by saying taking it seriously, they're taking it in the spirit of the intent, like of the original creator of it. You know, like a raccoon with a machine gun is taking. That movie is very, very different from the Captain America movie. That's very, very different from. But they're still having this person who pulls it all together in this overarching story. Mm-hmm. And they're doing a fantastic
Well, they're doing a great job. You could see in the trailer that they're dealing with the Nova Corps there with the whole lineup. And that the way they paint that, at least from what it seems, that is something that's going to be compatible with S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you know, it's the S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah. It's the S.H.I.E.L.D. of outer space.
Yeah.
And that's going to be able to tie into what a lot of people are hypothesizing as Avengers 3 with Thanos, because Gamora is Thanos' adopted daughter.
Yep.
Like that, they're building a world where all that can exist. And that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. If like back in the 90s when the hopeful first good comic book movie was going to be Spawn, and it ended up not being that, I never thought that there would be a day when comic book movies would be good.
Would you guys agree that the first actual good comic movie was Blade?
Blade.
Yes,
I was
totally.
so going to yell at you and say Blade. Yes. Oh, God.
It doesn't get the credit it deserves.
It does not.
It was good.
Credit. 1 was amazing. 2 was absolutely incredible.
And 3 sucked.
And that
was the end of the Blade movies. That was all they made.
No, you know what? 3 had
Bradley Cooper.
Ryan
Reynolds
Yeah,
with his shirt off, and it was fucking amazing.
He was good at that movie. But
He was.
if you guys ever want to see, like, read weird shit, read behind the scenes stuff of how Wesley Snipes acted on the set of Blade 3.
Oh, that is
especially
so weird.
Patton Oswalt's story.
It's so weird because Ryan Reynolds, like, in that, he's very charismatic, but it didn't connect, and it doesn't make sense because that's what he does. That man connects charismatically, like, and I think
at least with women.
No, he actually is just.
Women in the audience.
No, I know he's very beautiful, but I think he actually is a very good actor and can connect and interact with people very well. And I just don't think they captured that movie for some reason. He seems alienated through that whole movie, and it doesn't make any sense because his whole character was about connecting. Like, that was his purpose of his personality, it seemed like. But anyway, we should move on.
I was really hoping that he would have maintained that character in the movie The Proposal, but
I love The Proposal.
My wife loves that movie.
Well, that's you know what? I'll maintain my stupid girl status there apparently because I love that movie. But
hey,
yeah,
hey,
I heard you.
No,
are the what?
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
No,
we're not doing that. Okay, what?
Because we have advertisements to get to.
I'm sorry. Let's hear from those fantastic people.
This episode of the Multiplaying podcast is sponsored in part by the Cagney and Lacey 30th Anniversary Complete Series on DVD, available at Amazon.com. Christine Cagney, a single career-minded woman, and Mary Beth Lacey, a married working mother. Together, they're a crime-fighting power duo, and they don't take shit from no man.
Is that really their tagline? They don't take shit from no man.
No, I kind of.
Oh, that's you shouldn't add that in. That's I mean that's a big moment for us as women, and I don't think.
Okay, is it?
No.
Really? Is it?
No, I don't care. I've never actually seen an episode of Cagney and Lacey, but I don't care.
But I didn't know. Seriously, interesting side note as I wrote down on here. For the first 6 episodes of Cagney and Lacey, the role of Cagney was portrayed by Meg Foster, who also played the part of Evil Lynn in the Masters of the Universe movie.
Well, there you go.
Giving young boys awkward boners.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason has awkward boners still to this day.
Over Evil Lynn.
Over Evil Lynn.
Just anybody.
Yeah, I was trying to save you and just say anybody, but okay. Or Evil Lynn, I mean. I heard you felt like a mechanic, you manly man. Talking about...
No, I didn't feel like a mechanic.
You said you were...
That was just like a euphemism.
Oh, well, that was... I get that, though. Like, you felt like all big boner badass because you knew so much about video games, and you had a coworker that didn't know what the jack they were talking about. And
well, it wasn't that they didn't know what they were talking.
No, I had a similar conversation. I kind of want to go into like I had a similar thing at work too. So, how did yours start? Because it's weird when people bring this up.
Well, the guy, I mean, he knew that I played video games, but he just started talking to me about like games and consoles that he had. Like his son plays this, and he's thinking about just giving it to him. Like he was referring to the 360, but then the conversation ended up going into that he bought it way back in the day, or they bought their PS3 back in the day for like a couple $100 that off of someone that they knew they were using like stolen checks or credit cards or something. So
really,
it was really awkward. Like it was a fine conversation until he started talking about, I knew this shit was shady.
Did you start making faces?
Yeah,
I know you. You're very animated.
Slowly walking away backwards. You okay? Bye. But yeah, like
okay, that's bad. Yeah,
I just had like that feeling, like talking to him, that like when he was being serious about games, and I think he had started the conversation like, "Hey, did you get the Xbox One yet?" And I was like, "No, I got a PS4." And then he started just referring to stuff on the 360 and the PS3, and it's just like, I don't know, like I said, I felt like a mechanic talking to someone who knew nothing about cars, and it just...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Two ladies at work were asking me about Minecraft, and they're debating whether to buy it for their son or their nephew or whatever, like whatever their situation would be. And I'm just looking at them like, you'll buy them something where they shoot human beings. Like, no problem.
Sure.
But something that encourages them to be creative, use math and planning and resource management. Oh, let me think about it, because you've heard through the media that it may be addicting. I mean, Jesus. Sorry, I'm blaspheming. It's not helping my case here. But, yeah, okay, well, yeah.
Pretty much.
It's an in-depth thinking type of thing that can develop into that.
And my wife works in the school system, and the amount of kids that she, like, I'm talking elementary school system.
Yeah.
The amount of kids that she, like, so yeah, so-and-so was talking about playing Call of Duty.
No, I don't let mine's 9.
Yeah.
I let him play, I mean, we're video game people. Do not let him play anything where he shoots human beings. I just don't.
No way.
But that, of course, that is everybody's personal choice.
They're dumb, but
well, my husband's a psychologist that specializes in child psychology, so we have a different view on certain things. Sure. Do you want to chime in, or are you just going to drink some more beer?
I've been drinking more beer.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. That's his professional opinion. Yeah, we kind of watch, I think parents should take a more, and that is your choice. You need to take a more active role in what your children are doing. If your child's in football, you see all these parents like getting active in fundraisers and being all involved in this crap, soccer, anything, athletics. It seems like parents are like, yes, because, it's healthy and we're going to get involved. But whatever, music, dance, you see, especially like ice skating, anything your child gets involved in, parents get really involved in, except when it comes to video games. And if your child is taking an interest, you should too. You should know what you're talking about. You should know what you're getting them involved in, and you should know what they're being a part of.
Yeah, that's a good point. I bet you a lot of people that I work with, at least in the older crowd that have kids, would think that I'm weird to be more involved in my kids playing video games than I would be with them being in sports. But not to say that I'm not going to be involved when they get into sports, but the fact that I'm a younger parent that plays a lot of video games, that is cool with my kids playing video games as long as I'm aware of what they're playing, they probably would think that it's just weird that they play video games at all.
I think if you, as a grown-up, do not know what your child is playing, you're not doing a good job. If you are aware, if you're someone who plays Call of Duty and you determine that this is acceptable to you and your child, that's fine. That is your decision as a parent to make that call. But I have a problem with parents who don't make that call with any knowledge of what they're doing or what their child's involved in. But anyway.
Yeah. My parents didn't know.
No, I didn't have that situation. There was no internet back then. It was, you rented Caveman Olympics, and it was awesome. Which was awesome.
Classic.
I know.
Mine was walking 3 blocks down to the grocery store that had a rental place to rent Super Nintendo games, and after walking by the bank in between home and the grocery store, while I'm in the grocery store, it gets robbed, and I walk back to the house.
Oh, my God.
And my parents go, "Did the bank over there get robbed?" Because they saw it on the news.
Oh, my God.
So they're like, "Yeah, you're not walking over there anymore." Oh, it's funny.
Oh,
Memories.
man. Yeah, let's move on to anything else.
We got Hearthstone started.
Just
watch your kids. Yeah, Hearthstone.
Hearthstone, I made some. Hearthstone's a free card game you can play. Download it. It's awesome. It's fun. I unlocked I unlocked all my basic cards decks, and I did a couple of ranked plays. I did not do well. I won one, lost one, and
that's good.
Oh, okay. And now I'm playing on versus expert, because I heard you get like 100 gold if you beat all of them in expert. But I've only played 4, and I won 3, so that's not bad. But
I just saying you unlocked all your basic. You mean you went through to level 10 on it all?
To level 10 on everything, yeah.
See, I haven't even done that.
Oh, it's good because you unlock all the basic cards, and you can build a good card deck for everything you want to play. It's nice.
I know, but
okay. You'll get there. It's not a rush. You'll get there. We're casual.
I know. It seems like every week after we, like, if for those in the our community thing that know, we play Hearthstone after we record the podcast, and it seems like
3 minutes ago starting.
What? Yes, 3 minutes ago. And it seems like every week we play that, and like tonight we'll play, and then like tomorrow we'll still be playing, because it like kind of gives you that like, yeah, I remember this game is great.
Yeah. So you played some Titanfall, I heard too. By the way, Hearthstone and beyond. We'll get Joe maybe next week, and we'll talk about some more, like a big section of. We had a lot of geek culture that hit this week, so maybe we should.
I did play Titanfall.
I don't want to hear about
Titanfall.
You know what? I don't want to hear about Titanfall. I'm going to take a bathroom break. You two talk about Titanfall. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did you like it?
Her going to the bathroom or Titanfall?
Either. No. Titanfall.
We should totally not talk about it while she's gone, and then start talking about it when she gets back.
And then just purposely wait, and like I'm gonna look at her like, sit down. We gotta talk. And then, all right, so it's Titanfall.
Yeah. Glad you're back, Shannon. Let's talk about Titanfall. No, seriously though, Titanfall kind of I actually have something that I kind of wrote up on a separate sheet because it would have taken up too much space on the dock, and I wanted to try this. that I put down 3 things that I liked about it, and I put down 3 things that I disliked about it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. First one. I liked the Titans. Big fucking robots. They're always cool.
Yep.
I like mechs. Mechs are great.
No, let's go. No, okay, let's go. Oh, you're still on that one, right? Okay.
No, I'm just, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Big fucking robots. Awesome. Love them. What did you have to say?
I was just going to say, you're going to do like one like dislike, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. My dislike. I don't think the graphics are that great.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I thought they were okay. They're good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like as this thing that's being somewhat lauded
next
as
gen.
the next gen
Kind of.
is moved
Yeah.
Xbox only.
But it's also being developed on 360.
Yeah, I know. So I mean that's the thing. I wish they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I understand that they have a large number of player base that they can sell the game to, but I wish they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I do too. Just go full on, do what you can do in this new. You got this new type of system. You're trying things that necessarily haven't been tried. Go all out.
Mm-hmm. Go balls deep with the Titans. I liked the traversal. I liked jumping around and shit. That was great.
Yeah.
It felt great.
Felt great and easy.
And I totally agree with what you said last week that that's what Brink was trying to be.
Yeah.
That felt like what I was like when I was starting up Brink. That's what I wanted to feel like.
Yep.
And
You felt powerful. You could move around. You could do what you wanted to do.
yeah, you can get well, especially like with the stealth in it. Like you could get out of situations. Very tactical. Yeah, it was fantastic. Here's kind of I guess I'll say my big one for last. I'll switch to my other dislike. I disliked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about Titanfall.
She's back. I disliked that it felt so much like Call of Duty. I understand that it's the people that made Call of Duty, but like the kill cams, the move, like not other than the parkour, the movement felt like Call of Duty. Aiming, everything, just
the speed of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I get it. That's those people, and they remade that shit just as they knew it. But me personally, and everybody loves it, and I'm minority on it.
Totally think that it's something that it's new, yay, shiny new, and I think you're absolutely 100% on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My other my last that I'll say anyways, was that I thought all the weapons felt great, especially the ones in the Titans. They felt really fucking good.
What'd you think of the pistol with the lock on?
I never used it.
Oh, I love that thing.
Everybody says they love that. I never even used it.
I thought it was a great kind of risk versus reward where you were sacrificing, fidelity of control, being able to target people one at a time. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I never actually used it. I liked the rifle in the game, and especially in the Titans, I thought especially the differences between the weapons that each of the Titans had. I loved the tank Titan the most, and having that like big single shot almost felt like you were shooting off like a tank cannon every time you shot with it. It was great. But then my last dislike was I feel like I am super in the minority. If you like listen to anybody in a podcast or read anything online, I think 6 versus 6 sucks. I know
I will agree with that.
Huh?
I do agree with that. I think they did a good job of supplementing, but still, it doesn't. I'm worried long term what that's going to do.
I don't know. Everybody doesn't like it when you listen to other people talk about it. Nobody seems to have an issue with it, and everybody's saying, "Well, the AI works really well and it's good." And the thing that keeps popping in is that people keep saying that it's good for people that aren't great at first-person shooters. It gives them the option that they can work on these AI grunts who are filling up the battlefield, but
yeah, they don't get sniped by one of the 32 players in the match or something.
Right. It just, but the AI is so dumb. The first time I even ran into the AI, I thought they were like human players for a second, until I realized that none of them were turning around to shoot back at me.
Yeah, I noticed it after a couple matches, like all the time, and it started to bother me a little bit.
And it's like at that point, why even have them there?
I think the reason they have them there is to give you a way to get people in their Titans quicker.
Sure.
You can grind on the AI to get there.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried, about that, about longevity of the game. I try to think, is it going to be something more akin to, like, is this going to be more of an intimate match like, Dota or League of Legends, and that's going to kind of propel it forward? They're going to have small teams that group up and do that, but
right.
I'm worried about that.
Is it something that they're trying to make into an esport like the MOBAs?
Yeah,
so,
and you have the fodder, you have the creepers or whatever. I can't remember what they call them in League and Dota, but yeah,
right. And I kind of with the whole 6 versus 6 thing they've made, because I think partially because of that, and partially just because it's the same people that make Call of Duty, and it's the kind of maps they make. The maps are very small; they almost feel claustrophobic.
Yeah, they are very small.
But I think part of that plays to the game, because even when you're in the Titan, you don't feel safe at any given time because shit could be coming from anywhere. You have to have your head on a swivel. But I would rather, especially given the size of the maps, I would at least like to have the options of bigger maps with like double the amount of players.
Yeah,
just to see what that would be.
Just to enjoy the what I enjoyed in beta of it, but as I played a little bit more of it, I did cool on it a little bit. But I don't know.
Yeah. Overall it's good. I'm not going to pick it up when it releases. I'm going to wait until it gets cheaper, but I think it's definitely something that would be fun every once in a while as a shooter. But I still prefer, like, if I want to jump into a shooter, competitive shooter, I'll still play TF2. That's
I
still
think
the
TF2 is a
best
better
shooter
option.
of all time.
Are we?
Although I'm super pissed. I am super fucking pissed.
No, can we be pissed next time? Because we got some Hearthstone to do.
Because it's related to TF2, and we said TF2.
Well, I might bail out on this then, because
No,
it's
real quick.
All right.
Toy store. I went to the toy store with my kids.
Okay.
And while I was there, I saw they had Team Fortress 2 action figures.
Really? Where were you at?
Toys R Us.
Did you buy them all?
No,
why
I
would
didn't
you
buy
be
them
mad?
all.
I don't understand why you're
I
mad
was
about
mad because I bought the Demo Man. The Demo Man is by far my favorite character in Team Fortress 2. Mm-hmm. I got him home, and I was like, I'm going to set this motherfucker up right on top of my speaker here. And I got him out of the package, went to bend the arm. The fucking arm snapped off.
Oh, fuck.
I was pissed.
You should return it.
I will. I'm gonna. We're actually
Okay.
gonna do that tomorrow.
Can we do that after Hearthstone? I'll say it right. Hearthstone.
Tune in next week for the cliffhanger on Steve returning.
Really good show, though. I like this. This is really fantastic topics. We kept moving. It was really good.
Yep. Don't worry about the quiz. I'll save it for next time.
I'm sorry. We're just out of time.
I know.
Okay.
We'll have an Are We Dead
We have
Yet?
to bump that guest. Come next week.
Yeah.
Whoever's dead.
They'll be dead again next week, I guess. Hopefully, if it's someone that's alive, they're not dead by next week.
Yeah, I have some alive people.
We'll see.
On the list.
We'll just have to. Oh my gosh, it's a cliffhanger. Okay.
Yep.
I'll see
next
you guys
week on the show.
in TeamSpeak and Hearthstone.
We know,
Okay.
but next week on the show we have special guests. We're gonna have in the studio the shit on Moira Queen's lip.
Oh God. Okay. Good night.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was going to make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go. All the plants are going to die. Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.